Hurrah! Yes, audio is back. Welcome to the show, guys. Welcome to the show. Not going to wait for too many people to arrive. I have just sent the message. If they come along, they come along. If not, I'm just going to get my message across and I'm going to disappear. Right, let's do this. Let me just double check basically what's going on. What's the story here? How do I check this? Where is it? Your channel. So I'm just trying to check what's going on, if this thing is live or not. So live crypto markets today, 100% alive. I see KR here. Question: what's the implication of Celsius issue if they fall with it put DeFi back years? Will it put, okay, if they fail, will it put DeFi back years? No, it won't. I see Ruben here. Awesome. Right, if Celsius fails, it's just one protocol, right? It's not even a protocol. In fact, what you have to understand, Celsius is very centralized. It's a centralized lending and borrowing market, basically. So you go, you lock your coins, you earn some interest from that. And then they give you XYZ and they do all of the dirty work in the background. But they're mostly for centralized organizations. So for me, I don't really care if Celsius fails. If they go to the bin, it doesn't make any difference. In fact, if you go back a few months, I did mention about Celsius where I said, look, if you want to go and stake your funds, you've got three options, right? In the most centralized manner, probably the safest, but out of those, Celsius was a bit fishy to me. So you got Nexo, you got BlockFi, and you've got Celsius. Now with Celsius, if you go to their what's it called? The privacy notice, whatever, the terms and conditions, right? What you'll notice is they talk about how you're giving them their money and they're not taking any responsibilities. Whereas in Nexo says we have XYZ amount of insurance to protect your funds. BlockFi says we have a $300 million insurance fund to protect your funds, right? So everyone's talking about protecting your money, and Celsius says, actually, we don't really want to protect your money. And I don't know if you remember this as well. I did mention this way back in, I think it was December of last year, where Celsius had a meeting in Regent Street near Oxford Street, right, in London. And I was invited, a few other people were invited, and same again, there was never any straight answer. One of the things they don't want to do is take any responsibilities, right? So everyone who's wise enough knows about this. I'll give you another good one, right? So recently we know Luna crashed. And all the crazy stuff that came with Luna, right? We know about all of this stuff, right? And then I saw this news article, and I can't remember which one. I'm really sorry. If I did have the thing, I should have taken a note and I could have shared it with you guys. But there was this brilliant news article that says, and listen to how they contradict themselves, right? So this is an institutional newspaper who says, Luna crashes by $40 billion, creates trillions of dollars. Now, remember what they just said, trillions of dollars of chaos. I just couldn't understand. I was like, hold on, market's not even 2 trillion. So how could it be trillions of dollars? What the hell are they talking about? So obviously it's noise to me. I ignore it. I'm like, you know what? This is just another one of those just to kind of drive the market down. Because remember, one of the key factors is when there's bearish news, everybody wants to be bearish. And most wise money and smart money understands this. If the market is trending down, drive it down even more. All right. So you've got to be able to understand this. Sometimes you've got to step back and say, okay, I'm going to stand on the sidelines and let this thing go down. Or if you're in the game, you push it down even further. That's what you do. What you don't do is go around trying to trade this with leverage. Either you're shorting or longing. Don't do it. Remember, when you've realized this market is down, guess what? It's already down. You don't short a down market. If you think, you want to try a bit of a long, yeah, maybe, why not? You can play the bounces. But we'll talk a little bit more about this anyway. I see Costin here. Also, my brother, nice to see you. I see, okay. KL says, yes, I recall you telling me about Celsius. Thanks, bro. Great explanation. Well, listen, I'm going to do my best, but that's how it is. Fire away your questions. I'll do my best to answer what I can. But that's the truth. You've got three companies who are providing a very easy way for centralized, in a centralized way to mess around with DeFi. They like to call it DeFi. I don't call it DeFi. I call it a centralized lending and borrowing protocol, because you can go there, you can collateralize your funds on an app, press a few buttons, and you can borrow against your asset as well. So if you get liquidated, not many people are going to talk about it. There's a lot of story over there. So end of the day, That's what it is. But look at their terms and conditions. Celsius has never ever accepted responsibility or liability. And also there's one clause there that says when you deposit money into Celsius, you are giving them their money. Yeah, that's what they said. So I was a bit cautious. The only time I did interact with Celsius was when I had my polka dots sitting on Celsius for a very long time. But it was an amount that I could afford to lose. So it was a risk that, calculated risk basically I took. And then, of course, I moved it over when I realized Nexo was doing a better deal. So I moved it. So I moved my funds around. I don't stick around the same thing. So I moved it to Nexo. They were giving me like 17%. And then after that, they started the Polkadot parachains. So then I locked it into the parachains. I just went to each relevant exchanges, gave it to them, and I said, lock the damn thing and let me get what I can. And I got myself some Moonbeam, got myself some Carla, got myself all sorts of other stuff as well. Can't remember so many. There's about 20 of them. I'm still holding about 10 of them, right? Still holding about 10 of them. Let me get a juice and let me get some drink and see what's going on here. Sorry guys, I'm rushing through this, but it's okay. I've just come from outside. I'm highly energized. That's what's going on. So I've been out all day today, highly energized. So let's see what's going on here. So we all have alts, but I keep stressing about averaging down. What does it mean when people say you will have plenty of time? Can you give us an explanation, bro? Well, I mean, you're talking about people. I say it all the time. In fact, one of the things I've been saying the whole time for weeks and weeks, months and months, personal conversation, private conversations, through YouTube, on Twitter, you name it, wherever, Discord, whatever. I've said, guys, just be patient. Just stand on the sidelines. Just stay in your USD, right? Or your British pounds or whatever you want to call it. Just stick around that one. The time is coming. Everything we have expected for this market is happening as we want. I mean, you could see that we have our chart up right now. And actually, I'll move into the chart. So I'll come back to the chats in a bit. Give me a second. So let's go back into the charts, right? So I'm in the chart right now. And you can see how this, right? Forget whatever's coming here, right? What we're looking at, how this 200 week, this is a weekly, guys, weekly 200 week moving average has literally come and touched the 200 area. So can you imagine this? This is something we were expecting. We said, guys, we could expect this to come and hit this area. We did say this area was the 22,000, whatever we mentioned, right? At that time, I can't remember off the top of my head, but you can go back and watch the video. You can see how much we mentioned it was, and it was the 22K. So you can see the 22K. Of course, is this it? For me, it's not. For me, it's not, because now that we've had this, we need a confirmation. Right, so this was last week's candle and this is this week's candle. Remember, this is the first day into this candle and we had a massive 5-6 grand drop, whatever it was, like 3 or 4 grand drop, right? So forget all of how big the drop was. Point is, this is the first day. We've just confirmed this was a bearish with this candle. Very simple. We just confirmed this. Of course, we have 6 more days left. So what are we going to confirm now? We're going to either say we're going to flip bullish and create a nice little dragonfly doji, or lovely little hammer, or whatever you want to call it, right? We're going to create something powerful to say we're moving back up, because you can only get those, something looking like this. Give me a second. So something looking similar like this, but flipped on its side, right? Flipped on its head, right? So it's the opposite direction. If we see something here, brilliant. Bottom of the channel, we see this. That's a power move. It's going to give us all the indication it's over. It's over. Now we can enter here. We can enter even at this rate. And guess what? We're always going to win. That's how we play this game, with confirmations. We don't want these daily moves, these hourly moves, these 10-minute moves and go all nuts and crazy. No, we are calm. We know what this is going to do. So right now we know that this candle was confirmed with this candle. We're going to wait to see what this one does. We still have 6 more days, 6 full days remaining. Remember this, right? So let's stay calm, observe and see what happens. Now, this is a key fundamental fact that you have to understand. Right now, we kissed this and we moved up. We had exactly at this point, all the traders, because they need a reference point, right? So this was the reference points, the 200 week moving average. Boom, we're going to put our buy order there. We're going to protect the market there. Well, guess what? I would say nothing here happened, because if you look at this volume compared to this volume compared to that volume, this is nothing. So do you think this is going to hold? I don't think so. I think this has a big chance, a massive potential, a massive probability of this actually breaking down to the downside. And if this breaks down to the downside, then you can see how we are aiming towards this particular 19,600 and whatever, right? And then after that, that's 16,000 something and whatever, right? And then the 13,000 whatever. And guess what? We've got our lines, we've got our targets, we've had our targets since last week. We spoke about how these yellow lines are our secondary buy zones. These white lines are our primary buy zones. We've already done this. We were looking at the market, we were looking at how the stochastic RSI and the RSI last week was looking super positive. And I said, guys, you got to be careful, because yes, it looks super positive, but if you start looking at a higher time frame, it was bearish. So we went from, not only we're not doing a daily, we're doing weekly, monthly, we're looking at these massive timelines, and we're saying, this is what we're expecting to see. You know, so imagine this, right? We're even talking about the fact that we're expecting this RSI to come down below this line, right? And once it comes below this line and it shows me a nice little reversal, a nice little curve that says, now I want to make a move, I'm going to do this. But remember, these are monthly candles. We're in the second week of June. So this is nothing. This is nothing. For this to complete, we got half a month left, and then we're going to see the new month, and let's see what happens, right? That's how we move forward, right? We don't want to be jumping onto the bandwagon where every day there's a hype and there's this, and then people are following these things and getting wrecked everywhere. We don't want to do this, guys. We want to stay calm, see the market for what it is, observe the market and say, right, this all looks perfect. And remember one thing, I just want to show you this again while we're on the monthly. I want to show you this. This will make total sense to you, right? We know that market can go up and up and up and up in a bull run, right? So we know that a bull run traditionally, typically every month could be a positive month. And you can see a very good example here. For example, when we started here, technically, even though this is a red and this is a red, I'm still going to add them on and just say to you, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 months of uptrend. That's what we're focusing on. 12 months of uptrend. Yes, they were red. Yes, they were bearish. But guess what? We were trending up, and we had so many green candles. These are monthly candles, massive time frame, massive time frame. All right. Now, if we start looking and we start observing here, yes, they may be green here. So remember, these were red, but these are green. That doesn't matter. The trend was down. So we had this trend coming down from the top of the market, and we had 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, 4 month, 5 month, 6 month, 7 month, 8 month. I'm counting every single one of them. Could we not give it another 4 months to say, well, if it goes up a certain amount, it could also come down a certain amount. So I might give it another 2-3 months and say, maybe, do you know what? We should add another 2-3 months for this bottom to confirm, and then we see what we do. Does that make sense to you? Because we could do this. You see, this is absolutely in the realms of possibility that we could actually see this come down for another couple of months and then move forward. You know, but right now we are only looking at probabilities, and the probabilities are very high. And I'm not going to say down here somewhere. I'm going to say probability is very high that we've tested this, we've touched this. There's a possible chance we are going to come down, and that's the moment we want to be looking for. I don't think it's going to go any further than that. So I've got this range, and these are where my dollar cost average zones are. So my dollar cost average zones will activate as soon as we hit these white line, yellow line, white line, yellow line. Basically, these are where I'm going in. I'm going to have 10% here. I'm going to have 20% here. I'm going to have 30% here. I'm going to go 50% here of my entire buying portfolio. So I hope all of this kind of makes sense. This is what we're playing. So right now, most of the things you're going to see on the market, a lot of FUD, a lot of crazy FUD going on, a lot of people talking about a lot of nonsense. You know, most people trying to be all hyped up, like, let's move forward, let's do this, let's do that. Nah, don't fall for it. I've seen someone the other day, they invited me to a pump group, and they're trying to pump people. They're like, well, let's pump this, let's pump that. I'm thinking, you don't get it. Don't go and risk your money. Because right now, someone's going to say to you, I want to do a 400% pump. You're going to jump on a pump. You're late. You're late. You're going to jump on a dump. Guess what? You're also late. So what that kind of translates to is people who are trying to short this market. Do you not see that this is already bloody? At any second now, this could reverse. right? Even though we know that this could carry on for another 6 weeks, 6 days, 7 days, maybe a couple of weeks, maybe 2-3 months, the possibility is anything. The range is so high. We're from anything from 6 days to another 3 months. That's the possibility of this coming down. It's not going to happen overnight. Those of you who think it's going to happen overnight, wake up, guys, wake up. Wake up, right? Wake up. So let me see if there's any other questions. We'll answer those questions and then continue from there. But do you know what? I'm looking at it. Everything's happening exactly as we expected. We entered an official bear market. Now we're in a bear market. We should expect this to be, at least a few months. Now, one thing I am going to add into here, and this is the beautiful part. Compared to most of the other bear markets that we've seen before, compared to those bear markets, this one feels a bit different. There's a few things going on here. Number one, the previous bull markets we've had and the bear cycles that we entered, it was quite different. We didn't really have chaos because BTC came after the chaos. After the previous global recession, 2008, banks collapse. That's when BTC came out. BTC didn't do anything for the first couple of years. 2008, 2009, 2010, nothing. 2011, we peaked. We've done a couple of hundred. Yeah, happy days, right? Very small amounts. It was great. It was great. People were buying and XYZ. And then we had all these drama. And we were kind of left alone. We were like, yeah, magic internet money. Yeah, forget about those. Those guys, they don't understand real money versus monopoly money. So monopoly money users on the internet, the magic money users, we were left alone, right? Well, I'm not going to say we because I wasn't there, even though I had some in 2010, which I completely disregarded. My loss. But the point is that's what it was. Internet magic, internet money. Nothing. And we were left alone. Come 2017, we have the massive run up and people start to notice us. And we have so much drama legally, this and that with the ICOs and whatnot. Laws getting involved. People are getting involved. Institutions are getting involved. Right? Come 2019, we see a few institutions dabble. That's what they do. They dabble in it. Nothing too much, right? Come 2020, the bull run full force. We see declarations of how many institutions are getting involved. We see Coinbase releasing documents saying 7,000 institutions are involved. 7,000. S&P 500 has only 500. 7,000. So we're seeing all of this, right? And we now understand that more and more institutions, more and more legal entities are getting involved in this. The more and more people are getting involved in this. Massive amount of money is coming into this. So this bull run that we had was mostly driven by institutions, right? Mostly driven by institutions. Of course, there are a few who were involved from 2019, early 2020, like myself and many other people that I know. Brilliant. We said, right, let you guys do your business. We're just in it for the fun. That's it. We're just going to ride along with you. This roller coaster that we've got, we're going to go up, we're going to go down. Well, guess what? We had it when it was stopped in a station, right? We didn't really bother when it was moving. You jumped on while this thing was in momentum. We didn't do that. We bought it when we were stable back in 2019, early 2020. We bought it when it was fresh. And I'm talking less than $10,000. Less than $10,000. Let's just put it that way. We were good. And we're still good, by the way. Because what we did, compared to everybody else, we exited the market. I wouldn't say the perfect exit, but it was an exit, nevertheless, at a high price rate. $58,000. Guys, you know what? We couldn't time it to the $69,000. But doesn't matter. We came out at $58,000. We've been happy since then. $58,000. We come out. We've been chilling. I think it was a bit less. I think it was about $44,000 or something like this, or $54,000. I can't remember which one number it was. Came out of everything. Every single BTC, every single liquid Ethereum, every single liquid alt, everything. One by one. Exit, 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 exit. We didn't wait for this market to come to where it is today. We didn't wait for this market to come to where it is today. We kept on going, exiting USD, GBP, whatever it is, right? Whatever your country's money is. That's what we did. We kept calm. We're patient. We understand what the market's going to do, to the point where I even took myself off YouTube for a little bit. I was busy, stressed with other stuff, and I was like, do you know what? I can go on YouTube, put an hour in there, happy days, but is it going to bring any value? Absolutely none. Because other than stirring up a few emotions, or probably, talking about the next hype, or talking about repeating the same thing, there was nothing else. There's no value. If anybody for the last 6 months have been on YouTube thinking that they've been getting value from any YouTuber, well, you're wrong. There was no value. The only value you would have got was 6 months ago if someone told you, get the fuck out. That was the only value you could have had. So think about that. It's a deep thinking, right? Because that's what it was. I'm not seeing any other questions. If I see any questions, of course, I'll answer it. If not, then I'm not sure. Now, I do know, what was his name? What's his name? Custard. Yeah, Custard. Custard said something earlier on. He was talking about BTC. I think he was talking about block confirmations. BTC does block confirmations every 10 minutes, my friend. So it's not 7 seconds, it's 10 minutes, right? And Ethereum is 15 seconds. So do understand how these block times work. But yeah. I mean, my God, I'm highly excited. I'm excited to the point that my buy orders are about to get triggered. And everyone knows this, right? 1 year ago, we did that $20,000 buy order, $20,000 buy order 1 year ago, over 1 year, 13 months now. We've had that buy order sitting there. We were eyeing up that $20,000 way back from there, and we're at 22, 23, 24, whatever right now because of this minor pump. And we're going to talk about this pump as well, because again, these pumps are insignificant. These pumps are, I wouldn't even call them bulls. I'll call them people who are trying to assume, like who are trying to do DCA or whatever. That's probably what's triggering this. So if I start going into the daily, that'll make sense to you, right? So yeah, if we look at the daily, not even that, come on, not even that. Wow, even on the daily, look at this. Look at this, pointing all the way down, saying, no, we're going down, we're going down. I mean, look at this. This is literally come up to an invalidation zone. For example, this is an RSI. This is about to hit a lower low. If this goes lower than this point here, that's a lower low. That means we're going down even more. Wow. I mean, just look at that. I wouldn't look at too much about the stochastic RSI, because remember, we use this as a signal when to buy, when to sell. So we know that we could potentially, we're going down. That's fine. Right now, if someone bought, we could see a nice little pump, but just a relief rally, nothing more. These are fake outs. These are dead cat bounce. That's what they are. Right? These are just dead cat bounce because too many people globally are coming together and trying to buy the dip. That's what they're trying to do. I wouldn't even talk about buying the dip. Do you remember whenever there was an opportunity to buy the dip, I mentioned buy the dip on my Twitter, everywhere, buy the dip, buy the dip. I haven't said any of that recently. Why? Because there is no dip to buy. This is not a dip. This is a bloody market. This is us going into no man's territory. And I talked about this the other day. I mentioned something. I said, look, think about it. We're going into no man's territory. And this candle here, all of these candles were within this zone, this red box, right? This zone here, that's where we were. We were in a comfortable zone. We were secured. And then we dipped down. And this area, there's nothing. There are single candle points here. And we even broke that. There are single candle points. And we even broke that. These are not support zones. These are single candle points. These are just pump after pump, daily candles opening one after the other. There's nothing. I mean, if I was to put a line on this, right? If I was to do it this particular way, I'll show you. There's nothing, right? Can you see this? There's absolutely nothing. It's a continuous. You see a candle here, but when you look here, this is just a continuous pattern. This was not a what do you call this, support resistance area. These are this is a support zone. This is a resistance zone. This was not. So this means this candle literally yesterday, when it broke through, it just kept on going down. Because look, this is no man's area. No man's land. Where does it all start? Here. The first ever support is a micro support is here. There is absolutely nothing other than that. Think about it, right? So, I mean, if the chart is a bit too much for you, let me take some of the bits and bobs off. And take a few of the bits and bobs off so you can see what's going on. I'll leave the support resistance clusters, but that's what you see, right? What do you see here? This is us on a weekly, and we see this is a continuous pattern. Absolutely nothing in this zone. So from this area here all the way down here, absolutely nothing. We've got absolutely nothing. I see him here. Also, my brother, nice to see you. So that's what we're seeing. So you can imagine, like when I'm talking about numbers, what am I talking about? What happens? Well, after this zone, then we've only got this zone. And after that zone, we've literally got this zone, but based on this. So we have to go way back. So when we miss this area, if we come anything down, we have to then rely on the previous bull cycle. How insane is that? So that's the reality. That's how the market works. It's beautiful, actually, when you look at the charts, when you start looking at certain things, and I'll activate those just to make you understand what they mean, right? So when you start activating them, you can see how they look. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm just going to quickly do something. Give me 1 second. Sorry guys, just my missus. But yeah, I mean, that's what you see when you start looking at this higher high and lower low, right? When you start looking at this just, you know, it just changes everything. I mean, if you, where is it? Right, let's get this there. So when you start looking at this, things start to go very, very crazy very, very soon. And that's what I'm seeing. It's just really, really insane that I'm seeing this pattern here, whereas in most people wouldn't see this. I'm seeing this pattern here, this massive W pattern, which is come down here and it's invalidated itself. So you see how I'm seeing this pattern where this could have been a W2, but it's invalidated itself. So now it's become M pattern. So it's part of this cycle. It's come here, it's come below this level here. It's fine, it's going to come down. It's not a massive W. It's fine. We need to settle down. So our area of target would be this particular area here, just 13,800, 13,700, whatever you want to call it. Literally this higher low area here is what we're focusing on. Not even that, we're actually focusing on this area here. Of course, I wouldn't wait. I want a dollar cost average in up to that level. Of course, if it goes anything below that, then I've got a big stash going in. I will put a large sum in. But I'm not going to go nuts or anything like this. Nothing crazy. I see Custard Video. How would you project the price of other coin like ETH when to DCA? So ETH, same thing. So this is what you do, right? Any altcoin that you want to pick right now, my advice would be in the next 6 days, you've got 6 days, right? So Custard Boot, this one's for you, my brother. Spend the next 6 days, pick yourself some coins, okay? This is not a financial advice. I can recommend a few coins, but it's just my personal opinion, the things I will be picking up on. And let's put it this way, right? So what I will be picking up on. It's a long list, by the way, so you can probably come back to the video and just get this again, right? I'm going to be focusing on the top tier coins, right? So the largest sum would be BTC. Then it would be Ethereum. Then it would be BNB. BNB is still one of my top favorite coins. It's going to be BNB, right? So I'm going to go Ethereum. I'm going to go BNB. I'm going to go BTC, obviously, right? Funnily, I am also going to be looking into Matic this round. Even though I hate Matic, I will be picking up some Matic as well, because Matic has come back to a decent price. Crypto.com, Crow, I'm going to be picking up a whole bunch of Crow, right? So I'm basically sticking to the big boys. And if you remember, Bybit, BitDAO token, one of my most favorite tokens. This made me the most amount of money during this whole bearish situation until the point when I left. And I'm so happy because it's made me a ton of money, right? And it's giving me the dollars, and I'm happy with that, right? I even use those dollars to kind of do a few trades here and there. So Bybit is definitely, BitDAO is one I'm looking into as well. BitDAO, I'm going to go down heavy on that one. KuCoin, KCS. So most of these are top level exchange coins that I want to be looking at, right? Number one, I see SM here. Also, my brother, nice to see you. So that's what I'm looking at, all right? And so the list, you know, there's going to be more, like, for example, Phantom. I'm looking at, I've got my eyes on Phantom. Phantom is going to be a killer next season, I think so. So I'm going to be picking some up. AVAX, I'm going to be picking some AVAX. And also remember that some of the names I'm mentioning are exactly the chains we will be using on our paradexes when we launch paradexes. So these are going to be simultaneous chains that we're going to be using. There are some infrastructure partners I have been looking into, but I'm keeping a close eye. For example, I was observing Paradexes Capital the other day, and they were sitting at about 56 of, sorry, yeah, 0.056 or 0.057, something like that, right? Currently, they're sitting at 0.3 something, and I think there's a potential for it to go down even more. If it comes to a penny, I'm picking some up. I mean, 0.01, I'm picking some up. There's no excuses. There's no ifs and buts. I'm going to pick some up. I mean, think about it. $100 will give you 1,000 or something like this, right? So the point is if you can maximize your potential, because someone asked me that yesterday as well. They said, I want to invest $1,000. What do I invest into? I was like, well, what if you could invest $100 into the same thing, but 6 months later? Would you prefer that, or would you prefer investing $1,000 now? Because your $1,000 is going to turn into 100. Well, you might as well put 100 and actually have the equivalent of 1,000. So what I'm going to come back to, sorry, I'm making this too long. Custard. Observe BTC. When BTC hits that bottom, I will call it, right? This is something I don't do much often, but I'm going to call it, I'm going to say true bottoms in. That's the word I'm going to use. I'm going to say true bottoms in. True bottoms in. Simple as it. This is the true bottom. When we have the true bottom, you then go and get your list and you execute. You say, okay, this is my portfolio, $100 I wanted to invest. 10 BTC, 5 Ethereum, 5 here, 5 there, XYZ. And you go down your list. And it doesn't matter what you buy. That's what you buy. And if you want to do DCA, well, guess what you do? You take $100, for example, and you have your 10% sitting there with the same allocations. Your allocation should be in percentages. I want to buy 10% of my money in this. I want to buy 5% of this or 50% of this or whatever. Allocations. Fix your allocations, put your orders in right now. That's how you're going to DCA the best way, right? So ignore what happens in the exchanges. Doesn't matter where it is. And also try multiple exchanges. Don't do one. Don't rely on one. I know earlier on, Kale was talking about how Binance was having some issues with BTC. Ignore all of that. Forget all of that stuff, right? Who cares? Go on multiple exchanges. So if one exchange for all of reason, whatever reason, right, causes you a bit of an issue, you jump on the next one. Adios amigos, I'm moving on. I don't stick around. Do you know what I mean? And you can do this over and over again. Of course, for that you will need double stash, but who cares if one stash never fills? You've always got another stash, and if it does, but by all means, you got more. But there are ways of doing this, right? So you got to be on point. You got to know what you want to do, and you do it. You make your mind up right now. You decide. Your decision is, I want to buy at 20k. Boom, my order's in for 20k. It doesn't matter if it's 20k is not here. I did that last year. That's the point I'm trying to prove here. I did it freaking last year, and it's coming to me. I'm just sitting here. Look, I'm sitting here like this, right? And guess what? I'm getting more. Just by sitting here now, I'm getting more than I would have got when it was at 50, 60k. All right, so that's what I'm saying. Get your list ready. Make your list. Whatever your favorite coins are, stick to the top tier, blue chips, the top guns, right? That's what I would recommend. They will never fail you. Remember this. Most of the other ones, they'll come and go. Of course, the higher risk ones, that ability, they have masses of community people behind them. They've got an army behind them. Chainlink, for God's up. Chainlink. I'm sitting tight. I sold my Chainlink. I'm sitting back. I'm waiting to pick up some Chainlink. So think about it. There are plenty of coins that you just need to sit there like a hawk. You're observing and you grab that thing. That's what you do. Right. So KR says, so one thing I'm confused by is, given the macro environment, can we still start a new bull run? Yes, we can. Remember, whenever we do a cycle, we can always start a mini cycle within a cycle. So if you're looking at the chart right now on my screen, just on top of my head, you got 2017. And then if you look down, you can see we had the actual W. So when we went like that, right, the next point that we had was actually the, what was it? Let me see. So the next higher high we had was actually, sorry, it was a higher low, was actually the 2019. So you can see where we went down, we started another bull market, but we collapsed, we failed. It wasn't a bull market. It wasn't sustainable enough. So we came down again. Now, people officially wouldn't want to call this a bull market. To me, that's a bull market. As far as I'm concerned, that's a bull market. So you can have these cycles. Sometimes you can have a bull market that lasts only 2 weeks. Absolutely fine. Right? In fact, officially and terminologically, right? So if you use the terminology, you can actually even say a bull run can exist within 24 hours. You can have a bull run up within 24 hours before it dumps down again. That's a bull market. There's no harm in saying that's a bull market. But of course, when we're traditionally talking about these bull runs, these bull markets, these bull cycles, we're talking about these mega moves, these 200, 300, 400% moves. That's what we're talking about. When we're talking about a bear market, we didn't talk about a bear market that was going to be, a 10%, 20% dump. We're talking about 50, 60, 70, 80, 90% dumps. That's what we were talking about. So from 69k to where we are now, That's the levels we're talking about. Those are the moves we want to be looking into, because that's where we're going to make the most amount of money. We're going to be the calmest people, the calmest investors. We're going to put our money in, sit back, relax, act like a boss, right? We're going to go to the bull market top peak. Wherever we sell, we exit. Guess what? We're the boss. We're waiting for it to come back to us. We've got our hands out. We're like, bring it down to us. When it comes down to us, we take it back up and move again. That's how we win this game. That's how we rule this whole thing. That's how we rule this whole thing. Oh my days, this is awesome. KR says, that's what's confusing me. I'm thinking, how can we start a new bull run in these climate? Do we rely on inflation and Fed? Without them, are we stuck? No, we don't rely on Fed, inflation and this and that. In fact, let's talk about Fed, inflation and all of that as well, because that's really powerful stuff here. So one thing, this cycle, we would expect something to be different. And one of two things could come out of this. Is that this particular cycle has happened just after a pandemic, right? So let's just call it a pandemic, right? So this global craziness that went on, this money printing, infinite money printing that went on 24/7, 84 countries in the world printing money left, right, center, every single bloody, I'm not sure how many printing machines they've replaced, but the point is they were printing money, right? Very few people in the world were getting rich, right? Just from printing money. But the point here is that you've got all this money coming in, and now the money needs to be recovered. And to recover the money, you hike the prices. You probably go into a few wars, right? Because if you don't go to a few wars, you can't make money vanish. So you do whatever needs to be done. That's what's happening right now. I'm not even going to go into what's going on around the world. I just want to drop this here. So this is the kind of stuff you see, right? Where people, so the governments, right? So they got to inflate the market, bring it down, whatever. Like, for example, we see interest rates in the UK, 11.1%, targeting towards about 15%, right? We're going to go there. We're going to have a massive global recession because you've got to restart the money. What do you do when you've got so much money in the world? And remember, there's only 3 to 4% physical money. So that's not the money I'm talking about. I'm talking about the digital money sitting in your bank account. What do you do? And I'm not talking about your bank account. I'm talking about the institution's bank account who benefited from all that money printing. What do? You've got to make it vanish somehow. So in order to make it vanish, you've got to crash the market. So there's going to be a massive housing boom, right? So there's going to be, housing crash. There's going to be a housing crash. There's going to be a monetary collapse. These are all coming, right? There's no ifs and buts. These are coming. Now, one of two things that could happen. We could see BTC take a deep dive, because people don't want to be in digital assets or gold or anything like this, right? They just want to be in cash. Those who don't understand, obviously, they'll be in cash. Happy days. There's a time to be in cash. Like right now, we knew the BTC market, the crypto market was going to go down. We were in cash because we want to pick up the bottoms, right? That's us being in cash. When we know there's a recession coming, we're part of the other group. Well, we need to lock our money somewhere and hedge against what's about to happen. Because if we have a global crash, we have this massive recession, we see all of this inflation of money, so much money everywhere, we need to protect our funds. How can we do it with the lowest investment and have the highest gains? Well, there's only one way. If I buy this today, and I'm not going to show the brand, but if I buy this today and lock all my funds here, and tomorrow you print XYZ money or whatever happens, well, this still retains its value in one way or another because of the limited supply. And that's what I understand. I mean, from my point of view, I'm not trying to say anything here, but and I don't want to get involved with the financial guys and everything like this, because I know a lot of people are going to start gunning me like, oh, you're talking about, look, I'm no financial expert. I don't want to go in that, for me, all I do is crypto stuff. I just give you numbers, what the chart shows me. I don't lie. Everything you see there is what the chart is showing you. That's how I keep it, man. I don't want to go anywhere crazy, but let's see. So the point is look, there's going to be a massive crash. When this crash happens, things are going to go ballistic. And one of the two things would happen. People could dump BTC and go into cash because they think cash is more valuable, or people could dump the cash because they understand that it's not valuable and actually go into BTC, gold, diamond, jewelry, whatever, like anything physical, right? Maybe even some land and this and that. But then again, land may be a bit iffy, because if market crashes, then you're going to put money down where it's going to go down. Because remember, a lot of people on this planet, they don't buy it with physical cash. They don't buy land, houses with cash. They buy on a mortgage. Now you buy it on a mortgage because you're thinking, oh yes, I'm getting it. I'm going to buy the dip. I'm going to buy a house. and then you can't afford to pay the house because there's no jobs, there's no money, right? What'd you do? You know, all the money in the world doesn't do anything because your interest rate's going up. What'd you do? Well, that's what a recession does to you, right? Everything keeps on going up, not enough money coming in, you can't pay your bills, banks win. That's what's going to happen. You know, I'm not bothered about the feds. The only thing I can see is if we are going to put the feds in there, I think US dollar is going to win. I think in this global recession and this money reset, I've got this weird feeling a dollar's going to win. Even though the dollar's worth nothing, it's not even worth the paper it's on. I mean, you can buy $1 million probably for $100 worth of paper. That's how crazy dollars is right now. It's just stupid. It's worth nothing. But for some odd reason, it's still got power, and I'm seeing that power right now, where I'm seeing my own GBP diminishing in return, right? Where me being in USD, I'm benefiting more. I'm getting more for my money. I'm getting more than 10%, right? That's just ridiculous money. I could have longed the market. Trust me, I would have made 100x there. But the point is that's what's happening right now. You can see this devaluation happening. You can see how it looks like, and from my point of view, the projection I've got is I can see a pound be same as a dollar very soon. And what happens then? Well, then you got to choose. You pick one. And if the government says, oh, well, we'll back dollar, boom, pound's gone. And I don't see this happening. I think this could happen. I see Lokesh P. He wrote something and then he retracted his message. I'm not sure what he wrote. But yeah, whatever it was. Listen, I'm going through the questions one by one. So please don't expect me to just answer something like this. And of course, if there was one of those, what was it called, paid questions or whatever, of course I would have noticed it and I would have done it. But one by one, I'm doing it, guys. I'm doing my best here. But that's what I see. So anyway, I want to go into the charts just to show you something that will make total sense, right? So, you know, I was looking at something the other day as well. I'm going to switch off the higher. Yeah, leave the support resistance, right? I want to show you something. This is very fascinating, okay? This is very fascinating. This is a Dixie, right? So I wanted to show you the Dixie because it just made so much sense when I looked at it, right? I realized how the dollar currency index, what it was doing. So what we see is this particular thing here. Let me put it on the bars, and what you see is it's peaking. It's at an all-time high right now. This is an all-time high, right? So this is what the Dixie, the dollar chart's doing. It's on an all-time high. And then what I did was I flipped through and I said, okay, if dollar's doing this while everything else is going down, so remember BTC is going down, right? So we know BTC is not this. We see BTC is going down. We see Dixie going up, right? That's what we see, right? Things get even better when we start looking at the S&P 500, for example. When we start looking at that, we see the opposite. We see it coming down. So we see people are moving out of stocks and going into dollars, right? So remember these things. These are very, very important factors that we also have to take note of, that people are moving out of stocks, assets, and all sorts of other commodities and, you know, whatever you want to call it, right? They're moving out of that, including crypto. They're moving out of that. Why? Because they need it to come down. Smart money understands that it has to come down. If it doesn't come down, it's not going to make you money. So that's what they're waiting for, and that's what I'm waiting for. So the Dixie is very important. Have a look at the Dixie, DXY. It will make total sense, and you can see how the DXY is has been moving up basically. And for me, I mean, that just, it's on, you know, it just looks like more and more money is going into that dollar, including me. I've been in dollar as well. That's where I'm making most of the money, so of course, why not? But yeah, if you got any other questions, guys, fire away. Other than that, if there's not anything, I'll wait for a couple of minutes, and if there's nothing, then I'll shoot off. But that's what I'm seeing, okay? Remember, guys, so when we're looking at the entire crypto market cap, and when we're talking about, okay, what is it that we want to get? What's the best thing? Well, it's pretty simple. Remember what I said to you. All you have to do is focus on BTC and focus on the entire market cap, and you can pick whatever you want, right? And what I mean by that, just look at this pattern here, memorize it, take a screenshot, and then what you do, you overlap BTC and take a screenshot. It's the exact same chart. The total market cap is the exact same as BTC. There's no ifs and buts. It's the exact same as BTC. Of course, you might then say, well, what about Ethereum? Well, guess what? It's the exact same as Ethereum. Well, what about another coin? Well, guess what? Here's my favorite one, BNB. Exact same. Everything follows what BTC does. The entire crypto market does it. So custard boot, when you want to pick up your favorite coin, guess what? It's coming. It's all coming. You don't worry. It's all coming. We just need to wait for BTC to confirm that last thing. Look at Cardano. Wow. Wow. Cardano being protected here. Oh, look at that. Look where Cardano came. This was the actual last support. What happens when it breaks that? Well, guess what? It's coming here. And where am I getting ready? Exactly here. That's where I want to be ready. I mean, when I see Solana coming back to these levels here, this is ridiculous. I mean, what's the low from here? Well, right here, basically. Wow, $4 Solana. I remember the days when we pick them up for $1. But imagine getting the Solana for $4. Well, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to be looking at Solana at $4. EGOD, I know a lot of the brothers have been talking about EGOD. EGOD technically today has literally come and kissed this exact point. All right, almost close enough, has touched it. What happens if it falls? Well, we can expect it to come and test this $20 level. If not, it could actually collapse even more. And don't panic. So some of the altcoins, when you see a price and then all of a sudden it says it's gone 99%, it doesn't mean it's gone. Right? It's just how the bear market reacts with altcoins. It's an altcoin, right? It's like when I want to have my drink, I've got my bottle, I've got my drink, I've got a cap on it. Think about this as my altcoin. To drink my drink from this bottle, do I really need this cap? Actually, I don't. I just want my drink in a bottle and I've got that. I don't need my cap. So that's what it is. Of course, the cap is valuable. This altcoin is valuable. So let me take a sip on my BTC. That's my BTC. Here's my altcoin. Okay? Altcoin is only worth it as long as I've got my BTC. Crazy analogy. I know you guys are probably cursing me. It's like, this guy, what the fuck is he talking about? But that's what it is, guys. That's what it is. All right. When we're looking at this, there's a lot going on. So again, when you hear a lot of FUD and this and that, just stay calm, chill out. I wouldn't bother too much about it. Honestly, I just would not worry too much about it. And remember, the point to DCA would be within the next 2K mark, basically. That's what I would say. And when I'm talking about 2K mark, I'm talking about things. Actually, I'll give you a good indication. So this is going to be really, really important. So currently we're sitting at the total market at about 960 something. Now we are expecting the total market cap to come and touch this this approximately $780 billion. We're expecting it to come and touch this, right? I am expecting this, right? I don't know about we, but I am definitely expecting this, or at least around this $800 billion mark. That's going to be a true test, and we could see a potential reversal from here. I would love to see that. That would be really, really awesome if it happens, right? Obviously. BTC, I've already told you what I'm expecting. When I activate my drawing, you'll understand what I really expect. So this is what I'm expecting from BTC. These are the lines. Take a screenshot. Do whatever you need to do, guys. Remember, we are going to get there, right? We are going to get there. There's no ifs and buts. We're just going to come here. And when we do, then we decide what we want to do and how long we want to be there. Now, one other thing I want to mention as well is the logarithmic chart. The logarithmic chart, if you look carefully, this is the log chart. Oh, sorry. So this is our log chart. In fact, let me take this off. There's too much noise, guys. Let me take this off. So this is our support resistance clusters. It's taken off right now. And what you're seeing is the market is showing something like this. And I know a lot of people are going to look back and say, well, guys, look, this is possible. This can happen or that can happen. Look, it's happened before. It did before. Forget all of that, guys. This line, listen, I've mentioned this many, many times before. All right. And this is how you stay calm and you stay focused and you understand. This line, this is not an absolute. Remember, this line could adjust. Right. This whole scenario that you're seeing could factor this in the future. So remember, this line is not an absolute. It's just a Fibonacci based on the median level here. So this is the median line of the Fibonacci, and you got a high and you got a low. That's all it is. It's not an absolute. So if we dip down, absolutely no problem. We can dip down even further. However, this would be the greatest time. This is the moment where everyone can buy. But remember one thing, if anybody does buy at this point here right now, be prepared to be in it for 5 years. Be prepared for 5 years. And this is not a financial advice, but this is the this is the thing. I won't give you financial advice, but these are the points, those, once in a whatever time opportunities that people get. But I'm not going to show you the difference from here to here. No. And I'm not going to tell you what could potentially happen from here. No, all I'm going to tell you is this is going below those Fibonacci levels of the low levels that we expect. And these would be known as the potential great buy zones. But of course, no financial advice here. You do you, I do me. But other than that, guys, listen, it's been a long one. But I hope this was helpful. Don't panic. If you bought at a higher price or whatever, right, you bought, just hodl. That's it. Just hodl. Remember, the market will come back. If I'm telling someone that if they buy today, it's going to be 5 years, then even this is for 5 years, right? This could happen for 5 years. Is there any chance for crypto to full crash and never recover? Unfortunately for you, Custard, if you're expecting that, no. No means no. It's not going to crash and never come back. The top boys will always be there. The established coins, the Ethereum, will always stay there. It's diversified too much. It's got to do with how many users you got. If a coin has 100,000 users, the risk is less than somebody who's got 10,000 users. Think about it that way. So if there's 10,000 users holding a particular coin, that has more chances of crashing and never coming back again. If you've got 100,000 people, the chances are less now. And if you've got millions of people using this cryptocurrency, or at least holding even a Satoshi of this cryptocurrency, your chances of this thing crashing and never coming back is zero. It's not going to happen. It's impossible to happen. Okay. The only way to make it possible is you've got to shut down the entire global internet. You shut down the communication, you shut down everything. That's how you're going to do this. So no, that's not possible. It won't happen. As long as the big boys stick around, it's not happening, not that soon. And remember, we've got an Ethereum validator. We've got an Ethereum validator node sitting on the International Space Station right now. So remember this, it's been sitting there for a few years. So that's there. So even if you take everything out, there's still one up there in space. And remember, we also have a BTC satellite sitting up there, completely free to use if you want, done by, I think it was Blockware or Blockstack. I can't remember. One of the companies, they did it. I think it's been there since 2017 or 2018 or 2015. I can't remember the date. Right now, my mind is mumbo jumbo, but it's there. So we have one sitting on the International Space Station, one sitting on its own. So there's no human interaction or anything like this. No one can pull the plug, sitting in space right now. So no, you can't take those two. Now, whereas in the other 19,000 whatever coins you got, they can go to hell for all I care. And the fact is, the potential for them to go to zero is very high. It's always 100%. Is Sol at 5 if BTC goes to 13K? Possible, yeah. Sol could be at $4, $4, $3 to $4. Yeah, Mustafa, also my brother. Hey, I had no idea you're my brother's friend. Who, me? What are you talking about? It wouldn't be 5 if it goes to 18K only. Who says no? It can be. Because remember the cascading effect. When a momentum picks up, right? Think about it like a... Well, it wouldn't be a perpetual motion machine. But think about it this way. Avalanche is a great idea. I'm not talking about the coin. I'm talking about an avalanche when it happens on the mountain, when a snow comes out. You can literally start off an avalanche with a small snowball. You can take a ball the size of your fist or your arm, your hand, right? Roll it and start. If you have this coming down a mountain with enough velocity, right? So the speed, the power it brings up, it can become bigger and bigger, eventually causing an actual avalanche where the whole entire mountain, the front facing of the mountain and the snow that's built up there can literally crash down. Right, that's the key. So it starts off with what? So yes, if BTC, the motion picks up, and if it's got enough power to take it to 18, like tonight, if we go all the way from where we are right now to 13K, the power is so enormous. Because remember, when we did $10,000 moves from 50 to 40, that wasn't big, that was nothing, a small amount, right? Look at the percentage. But when you're doing from 20 to 10, for example, or 23 to 13, that's a massive move. The velocity, the power, the momentum is enormous, right? And that can take anything to $1, right? So I don't know what to say. I mean, think about it this way. A spring sale, right? Your summer sale in your favorite shop, has a summer sale built into it. So those things that you thought you were going to get 50% off, it's 100% off now, right? That's the beauty. So that's why I said, make your list right now. Set your orders at some ridiculous price and just observe, and you'll be surprised. Oh my. Yaz. Oh my days, Mustafa. Oh my days. So he's a mate of yours, yeah? Nice. My brother's friend. Damn. See, it's a small world, my brother. It's a small world. Yes, Yaz and me, we actually went to school together. In fact, I think we spent 1 or 2 years in the same class together as well. It's a small world. It's a small world. But yeah, I mean, that's how it works, right? So, KR, I hope you understand that whether it's 18K, whether it's 15K, whether it's 16K, whether it's 20K, it all depends on the power, right? How much power do we have? Now, one thing you have to understand also, this is also another fact that don't forget. When BTC comes down, everything else comes down with it, right? But we are not going to see an immediate altcoin season. What we're going to see is BTC moving back up first, then the BTC stationary, and then everything else coming. So the altcoin will follow, but before the altcoin, we must see a Bitcoin pump, right? That's how we're going to see. When the money is made in the Bitcoin, then we're going to filter that profit into the altcoin, pump it so we can do those 10x's, those 100x's, whatever. Because BTC, remember, your expectation should be very moderate. 3x, I'm talking 300% to 500%. Don't expect too much. Don't do the thousands of percents, 2000. It doesn't matter if it does it. If it doesn't matter if it's done it in the past. We are not aiming for that. We're aiming for 200 to 300% on average, maybe 500% on the top end of the insanity levels, right? If it goes even more, great, to the moon. But we're not expecting that. We are logical. We understand. We say, look, we're not going to go into the hype. We're just going to sit back, relax, and give it what it deserves, not more than that. In fact, if there's a video on my channel, if you go back, and if you see this video, I mentioned regarding BTC being 72K or $100,000 in 5 years. Now, I know a lot of people have actually come to me directly and they've said to me, you're insane. What are you talking about? Everyone's talking about 250K coin. Everyone's talking about 500K coin. You turn around, put a video out there and say, it's going to be $100,000. And I tried to justify it. Maybe I didn't do it the best way. Maybe my speaking wasn't as good. Maybe what I tried to relay didn't happen. But I was trying to factor in all the global macroeconomics and all the things that are happening, the things that didn't happen or will be happening, right? All these money printing and everything. I was factoring in everything. I was saying, right, look, hold on. My model says this exists. You just don't know it. So what happens when all of this happens? What will happen? And I expected BTC to be 100K in 5 years' time. And I stood by my word. And I stood by my video. It's still on YouTube. It's still on YouTube. It didn't get many views, but it's still there. It's clearly labeled why I believe BTC is going to go to 100K in 5 years. And I said that in 2020. So I'm talking 2025. And I'm still sticking to it. But trust me, I have a feeling they could possibly go further. And guess what? If it goes up, if it goes to 500K, who cares? I lose. Guess what? We all win. Right? We all win. We all win. So it's going to be a good one, man. It's going to be a good one. And I'm just happy that, look, most people are happy that they've had a bull market. Most people are happy that, we did this, we did that, or, we're going to buy today. That's what most people are happy. Do you know what I'm happy about? That the worst is over. I'm happy about the worst is over. Get excited because we're about to start a new one. And you know what? We're going to be at the forefront of the new one. And then you'll hear institutions, this, that, whatever, Michael Saylor, you name it, all the top dogs out there, the guys who like to show their P's, right? They're all going to come out and they're going to start shouting and screaming, look, we're buying BTC. And everyone else is going to follow them like a bunch of sheeps, right? We're already there. We already bought it just below that level, just before they pumped it. And by the time they pump it, we already made 20, 30, 40, 50, 100% already. We already made that. We already made that. That's how we play this game. That's what I'm happy about. Honestly, that's what I'm happy about. And you know what? These guys should sponsor me because I drink so much of them. But no, I'm not going to show the labels until they sponsor me. My God. Damn. Oh my. Is there any other questions, guys? If there's not, I'm gonna love you and leave you. I'm gonna go and enjoy life a bit. It is hot. It is very hot. It's been a busy day running around. Literally came home, had some food and and then I thought, right, I'm going to do this. And I've noticed something about Streamlabs for whatever reason. Every time I start up Streamlabs, every week there's a new update now. Good, but it's bloody annoying. It's like every time I open it, don't update it while I'm trying to open it, right? So I had to relog and do all sorts of crazy stuff and come back on again. But it's been awesome. I have to say thank you to all the new subscribers, because I've noticed there's a new subscriber almost every day. My God, last month I had like 100 new subscribers. The month before I had like 100 new subscribers. And I haven't even made any videos. And this is just, wow. I mean, I've never seen anything like it, right? Where I haven't made content. And there's a reason, as I said, like, I'm happy to do a content for you every day. I can talk about all sorts of crap, and I'll probably, when I run out of talking great stuff about crypto and giving you these great massive moves, I'll probably start talking about aliens and religion and culture and science and philosophy and whatnot. I don't know. I'll probably even start singing some poems too. But the point is there is nothing else to say. But I'm so happy. That's all I can say, right, guys? And I expect you guys to be also happy, because this is the chance, once in a lifetime chance. People who said to me back in 2019, back in 2015, how did you figure it out? How did you enter? Why is it you're entering? Most people thought I was just lucky. I wasn't lucky. First time I was. Second time round, I wasn't lucky. It was all calculated. Third time round, even now, it's all calculated. Everything is being calculated. We know exactly what we need to do, how much we need to do, when we need to do it. We're waiting for it. We're going to be patient. We're going to stand on the sidelines, and we're going to grab this. And trust me, no Binance, nobody can stop us. When we want to get in, nobody can stop us. But right now, the only thing that could stop you is your bank, right? Is your bank. So you make sure, and I'm singing right now, Custard, that you make sure, right, you have enough funds. You have enough funds in your exchanges. That's the song I'm going to sing from you, right? So I'm singing to you right now. Sing a song. I'm singing you right now, bro. I'm singing a song to you. Get your dollar ready, because you're going to need your money if you want to go in and buy those dips. Don't be that guy that last second is, oh, I just missed it. Why'd you miss it? Oh, I couldn't get my money into the exchange. Whose fault is that? It's your fault. It's your fault. Get your money into the exchange. Stake it. Do whatever needs to be done. Flexible staking, whatever. Do it. Put the funds in there. Get the funds ready. Because if you haven't got your funds ready, don't blame the system. The system wasn't there built for you to waiting for you. No, the system's there for you to utilize this, for you to go in and put your buy orders right now. That's what it's for, right? Don't blame the system. Don't blame anybody apart from yourself if you haven't got your funds ready. Because you're going to miss that boat. You're going to miss that boat, right? And then you're going to come back, oh, I wish I bought it at 20K. I wish I bought it at 13K. I wish I bought it at 3K. I wish this company sponsored me. That was the song, by the way. You just got to put the beats to it, bruv. Just listen to it in your head over and over again. What the heck? Where's Jeffrey Montaya? Jeffrey Montaya, he does, he's a musician. I mean, he's a music producer. We should get him to come and probably take some of these words and make a little rap out of it or something, or put some beats to it or something. Because that's what he does, right? He's a thing. Where is he? I see Mr. C here, just joined, might call you tomorrow or something. Young Sham. Young Sham, what do you mean Young Sham? Young Sham? No, that's no, that's what I say. I say young Padawan, young this, young sensei, young whatever. I say that. But yeah, definitely give me a shout, no worries. Just text me before you call me, so just in case I'm busy with something. But yeah, it'd be awesome. It would be awesome. I don't have a clue how long this stream has been going on for. But guess what, guys? You want to carry on? I'll carry on. I've got no issues. Just carry on. If you got any questions or anything, just fire away. If not, then I had my song. I already sang my song. You just got to put the beats to it, and then you got to move your head to it, and that's it. We've done that. Get your money into the exchange. Don't blame people, right? Get your money ready, because if you're not, you ain't going to get it. You want that $5 Solana? You have to have your Solana buy order at $5 today. You got to go into the exchange and say, I want to buy a Solana for $5. Boom. My order's done. My order's done. I'm just waiting for it to be filled. That's how you buy a $5 Solana, bro. Right? You want to buy a 10-cent Crow, Crypto.com, or a 10-cent Matic. You go to the exchange right now and you put your buy order for 10 cents. Right now. right? If you don't get it, who cares? We had a little fun. We sang about it. If you get it, you hit that jackpot. That's what you do. Those are the probabilities you play with. Those are how you take control of your funds. Those are how you say, I wanted to buy at that level and I bought it. There's no luck involved. You made that choice. You put your funds in. You put your buy order. You did it. Bloody hell, that would be awesome. Oh my, oh my. Oh my, oh my. Right, guys, any more questions? If not, then I'm going to shoot. I'm feeling hot here. I'm going to go outside. I'm going to smoke a fag or something. KR says, thanks, bro. Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. I hope everything made sense to you. I hope your questions were answered. And I hope you got a lot more value than you would get. I don't know how to say this. I'm not going to say this. I'm not going to diss anyone. Do you know what, guys? I'm not going to diss anyone from now. I don't give a damn who's on YouTube. I don't give a damn who says what. Doesn't make any sense to me. I don't care. Right? I don't care. I'm only going to focus on what I said. That's it. So if XYZ said something, good luck to him. You know, if XYZ is mentioning something or he's bullish or bearish, good luck to him. I'm not going to give my opinion anymore. How about that? You know what's funny? All this time we've been here, what, hour and a half now? We've been here. Not a single one of you guys asked me about paradexes. What's wrong with you people? What's wrong with you people? I don't have my phone on me because my missus just took my phone, but I'll tell you paradexes. So we had 2 of the artwork delivered yesterday. So out of the 5 collections that we have, we had 2 delivered yesterday as a sample, not the finished product. One of them is insane. I loved it. I just fell in love straight away. And I think most of the American followers and American users, they would love it. They would love it. So that was more kind of directed towards that way. But don't worry, we haven't left the French out. We haven't left the Brits out. Trust me, we've got everybody there. So don't worry, we've got something for everyone. That's already being finalized. Really happy with that. There's one set of artwork I think we need to go back and rework, but I have scheduled a call tomorrow. So we are going to sort that out. It's for us right now. Remember, the technology, the infrastructure, everything is the main part. The back end is pretty much done, right? It's a matter of just deploying it and showcasing it to you. The one thing we're working on is the design work. So the design work is taking a lot longer. We're talking about the UI, user experience. We're talking about the, user interface. We're talking about those kind of things, the Web 2 parts, the Web 3 parts, all of these. Like when you go in, it should work simultaneously. It should work very smoothly for you. Of course, there may be a bit of a lag because we're doing it running on the blockchain, which is going to be really complicated, but there may be some lag, and I know some people complain about those. Oh, your website is too slow. No, it's not slow. It's the blockchain, bro. If the blockchain doesn't want to confirm a transaction within 15 seconds, it's not my fault. But we can make it more smooth. So we are working on all of those, and especially the artwork and everything, because that's what dictates the launch. The launch is now dependent on the artwork. Once all 5 collections are ready, once all the smart contracts are built into them, once all the functions that we want them to do, the claims, the free coins, whatever, all of those freebies and all sorts of other stuff that we want to put into them, once they're all done, then we start doing the launch, and then we activate one by one to keep on shooting these things and moving it forward. But right now, what you want to do, you want to get involved, you want to get some freebies and whatnot and this and that. Get out there, promote paradexes Discord server, because the more people you invite, the more freebies you can receive potentially, because we've got this nice giveaway going on. Also, people are going to get whitelisted through that as well, so for the NFTs and whatnot. And it doesn't matter, you don't have to buy one if you're whitelisted, because remember, the first NFT we're doing, everybody can be whitelisted, right? So we're not really picking and choosing. Are we going to have pre-sales? Yes, we're going to have some sort of a something we're doing on something, but we're not really deciding on selling anything. Remember this, so it's kind of complicated, but we will definitely work on that one. Himi says, mad analogy. Whatever that was, my brother. I have no idea. I got all sorts of crazy analogies. But no, yeah, we're going to be definitely working on all of these things. So right now, just kind of just ironing out all the creases, basically sorting things out. But it's ready. It's ready. We just need the final artwork done. Once we got those, then we get it. He says, mad analogy, but I get it. Awesome, my brother. I love the fact that you got it, because if you didn't, I would have been stuck right now. I would have been lost. I was like, what the hell is he talking about? What doesn't he get? Do I have to go over it again? But I'm really happy. But no, paradexes, close to final stages. It's coming out. It's coming very soon, to be ready. And as I said, once all of the Once everything is ready, basically, I'll make the announcements. And I'm doing my best on Discord as well to keep things transparent, to explain to people. I had a brother the other day, he called me up. What's his name? I can't remember his name, but he was on Discord on the main channel, and he wanted to get involved in paradexes and XYZ. And he called me later on and he said, bro, I want to do this, I want to do this. And he was talking to me about funds. And I was like, bro, honest truth, I don't need your funds. I don't know what to do with your funds. But yes, there will be other ways of entering if you want to go in and do something, by all means. But we're not selling any paradexes. And that's one thing we want to make sure everybody understands. We will not be selling any paradexes in the beginning. We're going to be giving it to you for free. Right? What happens later in the market, or the market structure, or the people, the buying and selling, the traders, that's entirely up to the community. You, the community, go in and sell and buy or do whatever. You decide what price you want to sell it for. We're not deciding that. Okay, so we're not doing none of that. We're just going to be making a platform. We're going to be making the infrastructure. We're going to be selling the NFT. That's it, nothing else. And then after that, everything that happens, the price, you decide the price. You're going to create the price, the total valuation. You're going to create that. We're not going to do any of those things. We're just going to launch the token. We're going to launch the pools. That's it. We're going to do the hard work and leave it there for you guys to do the rest. Okay. So guys, other than that, my throat is hurting. I'm going to shoot. This is a nice and long one. This has been nice catching up with all of you guys. I see 3 people, so a lot of people are dropping off. We're going to talk about this even on the Discord and whatnot and this and that. Guys, if you're new, by the way, hit that subscribe, hit that like button, follow us on Discord. We're there. We've got paradexes on Discord as well. We're on Twitter, we're on Telegram, we're on wherever you want to be, we're everywhere. But yeah, this is what's going on. The community, we're starting the community growth right now. So remember, that's how we're moving things forward. And as I said, only good things will come out of this. It's been a long time. It's been a long time, but that's because we didn't want to launch a token in 2 seconds, right? Because that's the whole thing. You can go to remix.io and boom, launch a token in 60 seconds. We weren't going to launch a token. In fact, we are launching our token right at the end of everything. So we're doing everything first before we launch the token. Token's not important. We can launch it tomorrow. That's the easy part. The most important thing is the infrastructure, the platform itself, the marketplace, the NFT marketplace, the decentralized exchange. Those are more important than anything else. Okay, but other than that, I'm going to leave you on that one, guys. Like, share, subscribe. Catch you on another one very soon. Adios, my amigos. Thank you very much for coming to the show.